Okay, we'll do a little bit of behind the scenes real quick. Probably not going to have to use this. Okay, so everybody roll initiative.
1 second.
I've got a 7 for Anthony. 7 for Boy.
15.
15 for Zen. Oh,
17 for Casey.
17 for the K-Dog. Just waiting on Rilo.
I said 11.
Oh, 11. Okay. All right. So Casey, are you able to talk?
Not yet.
Okay.
Nobody can hear him yet.
Okay. Who had 15?
His mic isn't working. He can hear you guys, but he can't respond.
Is he still on Discord? I'd close
Are you
out
still on
his Discord.
Discord?
Okay, maybe
No, he said he's not on Discord.
refresh the Roll20.
Yeah, you may have to redo your settings. So,
Okay.
come up here.
Oh yeah, I had everybody's forms filled out. That one, that one. Wait, what am I using to open this? Google Chrome, I guess? Sure. That'll work.
Okay, I'm playing with the settings on mine, so I'm on Kayla's headset for a second.
Okay. Great. Why don't you go ahead and give us a recap of what happened from the last session?
We got out of the basement.
Uh.
We got offered a job.
Uh-huh.
We tentatively accepted said job. I think we were given like a week to kind of mull it over.
Yeah, there seemed to be a general consensus of yes, we're going to do this, but you guys were given until the end of the week to decide.
Then, seeing as they are multi-planetary, it's like we headed back to Ducky's.
Mm-hmm.
And if I remember correctly, Ducky's was being watched.
Uh-huh. Who is it being watched by?
Notepad. Hold on one sec.
Wasn't it the Oxodals?
It was the Oxodals, yes.
It was the one that was originally on the ship.
Glacier, yeah.
Glacier, there you go. That was the name I was looking for.
I don't know why I wanted to say Derek.
Derek might have been one of the other NPCs.
I was on Harkin, but I'm like, no, Harkin's currently my cleaning bitch.
Yeah, Harkin is part of your guys' crew to a degree, a very loose degree. So yeah, it's being watched by the Oxodals.
So I'm pretty sure as we were going in, we calmed over to get the ship started.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure we left ground and finished there.
You guys fired off into the atmosphere, and as they saw you guys rushing, they, got on the phone and started making a call and scrambling, running around. Didn't look like they made any attempt to come over to you and stop you, but definitely were like, oh shit, we gotta go. And so you guys blasted off in your little space ship. So who all is let's get into this. Um, who all is piloting? Are we having the brain pilot? Are you piloting Ha or San?
Hold on 1 second. Testing headset again.
I think the brain is piloting.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
As soon as I muted her microphone, I got lost again. Why does mine not work? Anyways, carry on. I'll figure this out.
Okay. So the brain is sorry, I'm texting my sister. She just landed in Denver, so good to know she's alive. So the brain is piloting. Okay, cool. No worries. No big deal. Just wondering. And I guess my next question is, where are y'all headed?
I think the original game plan was going to be start heading to wherever we needed to drop off Harkin.
Okay.
Unless we were going to wait here to see if they had something to ship off planet.
Yeah, you want to message her first? That way maybe kill two birds with one stone.
See, I thought we already messaged her because I remember
I-
getting the rundown.
I don't. Yeah, I just don't remember if we got a mission or anything. It's been a while.
You,
Yeah, I
you
think we
not
did
get
message her,
you
but we did not.
did not get a mission.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
you
she
want to
told
let
us
her
where
know
the-
we're leaving planet then, just so she doesn't think we're trying to escape or anything.
Well, I mean, there's no real escape, but
Well, I know,
yeah.
but so she at least knows. Hey, we had something else planned. Whenever you have a mission for us, you can transmit it.
Yep. And just to reiterate, because I want you guys, the players, to know this. Not necessarily your characters may or may not know this, but they did mention they're not omniscient, right? So it's not like they're in every crack and crevice of the entire universe.
They sent very dangerous people after me. I definitely think they're omniscient.
And they're on the ship right now. Okay, so yeah, you want to send off a message, just sort of.
Hey, we gotta drop this guy off.
Okay.
We're leaving planet.
Well, I don't think we really need to tell them why. Just, hey,
Okay,
this
just
is
let
the
'em know
direction we're headed.
We're leaving planet on some side business. Transmit to us when you have a mission for us.
There's a pretty quick reply that comes back that just says, understood, will be in contact soon, and then there's a link that she sends you in this message.
I click the link.
Okay.
Good.
It basically begins to download this application to your phone or to your data pad. Sorry, we're in the future. It's all data pads now. And the application pops up, and it says down at the bottom, Brambler. It just says Bramblers down at the bottom.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, son of a bitch. I finally got it fixed.
Yay.
Sorry, I've been sitting here going back and forth between headsets and audio settings for like 5 minutes now.
You're good, man. We're all.
Anyways, I'm here. Hello.
Hello. So you downloaded this application, downloaded to your phone, and it just says Bramblers on the bottom. And there's a icon, and it's a sort of a black gnarled tree that almost, like, as it gets higher, it turns into like these thorny vines. There's a black sort of circle with the vines coming out as roots down near the bottom. And that is sort of the image that you have just on that little icon.
Noise.
Yeah.
All right.
You gonna open it?
Might as well.
Okay, gonna open it up. Gonna pop it open. Who is doing all the communication, by the way?
I guess I will,
Okay,
since I started the communication.
gotcha.
So with a very shaky hand, I press the application.
The application pops open, and you just see this black screen, and then these golden letters pop up that says, "Welcome to the Bramblers." And there's a short message on there that basically sort of describes who the Bramblers are, and what they do, essentially, and what their sort of beliefs are. So
Killing children.
they kill children. That's the first thing. They have like 6 bullet points. First one, kill children. Third one, also kill children, surprisingly. The second one is bingo night. No.
Oh, I was never invited to bingo night. They just went straight to kill children.
So it explains that, just in case we've forgotten, the Bramblers are an organization that believes that the monopolization of the 3 large companies, the Credo Entertainment Company, One Word Conglomerate, and the New Severin Agency, is inherently corrupt, has been from the beginning. Their companies are built on the blood of the, maybe not the innocent, but basically it's all blood money from the war. These are 3 companies that prioritize shifting their organizations to build military like weapons and armaments and stuff like that, and profited off of it. And now after all of the space dust has settled, they are sort of they're the 3 largest in the known universe. And so the goal, as put forth by the Bramblers, is to eliminate, sort of break up these companies, these organizations, to the best of their abilities, disrupt their networks, and do everything they can to sort of bring them down. And so that's a short little message. It's written a lot better than I said it, but and then after that, that screen fades, and you have I'm not going to describe the exact UI that pops up, but there's a few icons down at the bottom that say basically like news and updates, job board, and communications, and then there's one that says settings on there, just so I can have 4 instead of just 3 icons. And the first screen you come to is basically a news scroll that you can, it's just basically news bulletins that you can tap on and read if you want to, that are basically updating about, they seem to be from official, big air quotes, official news sources from from the 3 companies, that are basically like, we have purchased this planet, or we have finished mining over here, and da 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 da. And so those are all different news articles that you can go through and read. And then there's the 4 icons down at the bottom, which are news and updates, the job board, communications, and then settings.
I'm sure we asked at some point, but I don't remember what it was.
Sure.
What is the name of the planet that Hargan needs to go back to?
I don't think he actually ever mentioned it.
Because I wanted to see if there was any jobs on the planet we were heading to anyway.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think he ever mentioned it. I think it was sort of lost in the, like.
Let's go ask the terrorized little guy fella.
Hargan!
You hear like just a large clattering of like pots and pans, and oh shit! And he like pokes his head out of the kitchen. He's like, "Hey, what's up, boss? What you need?"
What was the name of the planet we needed to go to take you home? This is not very convincing that it's your home.
Opens name
Babylon
generator.
5. Babylon 5
Sure.
is the one. We got to go to Babylon 5. That's where my family is.
DM quickly opens name generator.
Right? Distant planet names.
All right. I'll open up the Rambler app and see if there's any jobs on Babylon 5.
Okay. You
What
punch.
happened to the first 4 Babylons? Well, I mean, I know what happened to the first Babylon.
I'm glad you do because I don't. So how are we doing this? Are we searching for the planet itself? The app that you have, the Kill Confirmed app, and the so you're using the
So I'll use the job locator thing. I'm assuming it's got filters by planets and stuff like that.
yeah, sure. You punch in the search bar Babylon 5, nothing comes up.
Well, I tried. Let's go.
All right. Well, it looks like this is going to be an uneventful trip.
Do we know like the nearest other planets to Babylon 5?
Roll me a history check.
I don't have a map.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I know, you're good. Let me actually check really quick. Roll me not a history, it's a different one. I think it's lore. Yeah, roll me a lore check. With your +1 there.
Ooh, 17.
17. Okay. You've never heard of a planet called Babylon 5.
All right, got a torture, little fella. Come here.
And he runs away. He runs so fast. Oh, God!
I mean, is it in the nav computer?
No, it's not.
Okay, I'm not gonna torture him. I'm gonna ask him. Hey,
Yeah.
we have nothing on Babylon 5.
Oh,
Like, are you messing with? We're trying.
that's
I mean, I'm
weird.
gonna get a little angrier and then try to intimidate.
You
We are
wanna roll?
trying to help you.
Roll-
Are you from Babylon 5?
Yeah, roll me an intimidation check.
All right.
God, it's good to be back.
What is my intimidation? Okay, that's
Plus
plus 7,
seven,
so
yeah.
that'll be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. So yeah, as you're sort of like bearing down on him, he remembers.
I'm like shaking his shoulders.
Got-
I'm trying to help you.
He's like, I believe you. And so he's sort of shaking. He's like, okay. And he sort of pushes your arms off a little bit. He's like, all right, okay. Can I be straight with y'all real quick?
Please, we are trying to get somewhere.
I know. I kind of lied a little bit about
Can you
About which
please-
part?
well, Babylon 5. That
Like, do you have a family?
I don't know.
Do you just want to stay as a part of our crew? We
Oh
don't
my
care.
God,
We'll
yes.
drop you off anywhere.
I mean, this is like the first job I've had where I don't have to transport, people and kill and stuff like that, and I don't mind.
Well, hold on that.
I like cooking.
Yeah, I'm not. And that could be a main responsibility, but I'm not going to lie to you and say there's not the chance of having to kill people.
If we
Okay.
can avoid it, we will avoid it on the ship because I don't want to put holes in my ship.
Yeah, like we're not going to make you kill people,
Oh
but
God. Okay.
the
All right.
chances are greater than 0.
Okay. I'm okay defending.
Okay. All right.
Ourselves.
All right.
I'll kill if I have to.
We have reached an accord.
Yay! I was hoping for a Civic, but Accord is fine by me. That's a little humor for you, wordplay. Anyways, yeah. So and he sort of like sits down and he goes, "I'm really sorry, I lied. I just I thought you were probably gonna kill me if I said I had nothing and no one anywhere, and like I didn't want to be with those guys because they suck ass."
Can I do an insight check?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like I appreciate information under duress
Ooh.
cannot always be effective, but
That'd be a 22, sir.
22. Okay, and with his natural 2 for his persuasion check, yeah. So I mean, he seems to be telling the truth at this juncture.
Okay,
Like,
I just want to make sure we're not gonna get backstabbed again.
yeah. I feel like in a campaign, there's only so many times you can like backstab your players before they literally just murder every person they find.
You don't say.
Little shopkeeper's a level 20 assassin that just like sells you a bunch of stuff, but it has, poison that takes a week to. Yeah, actually, you know what? Let me write that down.
you turn around and walk away from the counter. Next thing you know, there's a dagger flying by your head.
Suddenly you're dead. What? Do I not get to react? No, he's super good. I win. I win at D&D. Okay.
Okay, I know. I'll go up to him and like pat him on the back. It's like, okay, you can calm down now.
Okay.
We've reached this. You
Okay.
can go back to washing your pots. Is there anything you want out of this outside of just like kind of cooking for us? Like, is that as high as your dreams go? Because that's a little sad. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, well, I kind of want to see the universe and,
Well, I know, but
but
you
I
can't
just- I
do
like-
that. Like, we're gonna be traveling, but you can't just stay on the ship the entire time. That's no
The
way.
hell
to see
I
the
can't.
universe. Well, that's no way to see the universe.
Well, I mean-
we got portholes.
So what about when we get there,
Uh-huh.
wherever we're going and wherever we stop?
Uh-huh.
Because if you continue to breathe this recycled air for a long period of time, I'm pretty sure the 2 brain cells in your head fighting over third place are not going to do well. So when we land and have to resupply, maybe you take trips in the market for us. That way you can see things. And if you find things you like or, a desire in your life to move on and get away from us, you have the option.
Can I have money?
You will
We
be
give
paid
you an
for cooking.
Okay.
Have an allowance.
That's all I need.
And I don't know if this is a good idea or what, but do you want a blaster? Like, I don't know how your mental health is.
I'm not going to shoot any of y'all.
No,
You're not worried
trust
about
me,
us.
We're not worried about us.
I mean,
I've already cleaned up enough messes on this ship. I really don't want to clean up another one.
We don't want to go into the kitchen and find you with, the remains of your head in a pot.
Should we take his shoelaces?
I'm not going to shoot myself. I want to live. That's why I lied.
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Yes,
okay?
I want to live.
I
Yes,
will.
wanna
I will
live.
hand him the blaster I have. It's
He
just
shoots
a.
himself in the face.
It's just a pistol, like regular,
Okay.
simple
He
blaster.
takes it, goes, all right, and he
Actually-
just puts it on the counter, like, cool. I will hang on to that.
Well, that's
I
more
am-
for if you need to go out shopping and
Oh,
stuff like
okay.
that. We are kind of involved in a seedy. I'm not even sure what we're involved with, but we might have enemies.
Everybody's got enemies.
So take that in case you need to defend yourself when you're shopping.
I'm fairly sure somewhere I still have the blast. One of us has the blaster that we gave him.
I'm assuming he just had a simple one.
Yeah, he just had a simple blaster.
I'll just give him the one I had because let's be
Okay.
real, I don't use the one I have.
Okay. He takes that and he, sets it on the counter and says, all right, well, I will take that when I go shopping. So hopefully I don't get killed bad. All right. What do you guys want for dinner?
You know what? For tonight, I'm thinking make your favorite.
Do we have blue milk?
No, blue milk was banned 2,000 years ago.
Oh, damn.
And like I said, make your favorite, and then we will see what it's like in your little world of favorite foods.
My favorite food.
Kubla Cola with extra Kubla cane in it.
Can we do that? Can we have that? Is that okay? Is that fine?
Uh,
It's like looking over at Han. Is that fine? And then back and forth between. Yeah, we can have.
let's not go
Can
with.
we do drugs at the? Do you guys drug test or?
I mean,
No.
dog, we fucking kill people. I don't really care if he has his vices.
Yeah,
as
I was
long
gonna
as,
say.
as long as you don't like, It's not like crack, and you're gonna end up stealing from us for more crack. I don't give a
It-
shit what you do in your bedroom.
Here's the deal: when you're on shift, you are sober. What you do after hours is between you and you.
Now, just real quick, there's after hours, but I'll still be on the ship.
And if you mess up my ship in drug-fueled rage or anything of the sort, I will dismember you joint by joint.
He's sitting there, and you see this like look of contemplation go over his face, and you can tell he's trying to decide who he's more terrified of, Rilo or Han. And he cannot come to a consensus.
Want to roll for it, Casey?
Hey,
We can roll for
Yeah,
it.
go for it. Both of
Let's
you roll
roll.
me. It's gonna be intimidation. Actually,
Ooh!
hang on. Whoops.
Sir, no, it don't matter. Unless I can roll again, it don't matter no matter what it is.
Oh, you got a nat 20?
No, oh no,
Oh.
just the opposite, sir.
Oh, okay. All right, go ahead and roll.
I got a 19.
Okay, yeah, he's slightly more terrified. He's definitely more terrified of Han.
No.
Um,
So this is what happens, if I may. I start glowing dark energy like I normally do, and I take a step towards him, and I just fall on my face.
That's fine. That's perfect. Yep. You're like, listen. He's like, I meant to clean up that squid. That one's on me. I'm sorry about
Why are
that.
my robes so long?
Yeah, I could probably hem those up for you if you wanted me to. I mean, I'm not much of a
He
seamster.
says, I am
but-
darkness.
Okay,
Leave me be.
Oh, all right.
Okay, well, with this thrilling conversation, I do have a question for the crew as a whole. Except
where
for
are we
you,
going?
Harkin. You can go back to making dinner.
Making dinner.
Also, why aren't you in your uniform?
He puts on the maid outfit.
Yes.
There better be cat ears.
Of course there's cat ears. How dare you? Assume there's not.
So, given the information I've gotten from Boy, from his vision, from Zen, from her vision, do we have any idea what direction we should head to maybe figure out what all that's about?
Not yet.
No
Our ship
idea.
is piddly right now.
Yeah, you guys.
We do also have to do, outside of the missions they give us, we do have to do a certain amount of missions a month.
Yeah.
So
Is there a
the missions that they have that they're going to give you are going to be on that job board that you have with you. Those will count
I thought it
towards-
was two separate things.
No. Basically, they say you owe us this many missions, which for you guys, I did not put the requirements. Oh, yes, I did. Yeah, so it's 5 Bramble jobs completed. So you have to do 5 of those missions per month. As of right now, not to get too crunchy on you, but I created a calendar. As of right now, it is the 28th out of the 50th day in Triton.
okay?
And we're still expected to do 5?
Well, you
I
have
was
to
gonna
talk
say, you
to
think-
them about that.
I was gonna say we may have to send a message over about that one.
Got it. I'll just start typing.
Not to bring in, the copyrighted universe created by George Lucas, but is there something along the lines of like Coruscant?
Sort of like a central,
Like
Blantley
a,
City
a,
planet.
a standard like city where we might find maybe a
Why don't we go to
large set of
this?
archives or something.
Coruscant's a planet.
Okay, so the galaxy that you're in now, as you know, was geared towards entertainment, and then sort of dropped into chaos, and then has been slowly been rebuilt, but is still very loosely chaos, right? So you're
Yes.
probably not going to find much of a. Well, let's have you roll a lore check to see if you have knowledge of like central planets and stuff like that. I'll let you roll with advantage because of your backstory.
Okay, so it's either a 22 or
Hmm.
it's a 22.
A 22. Okay. So in sort of your travels, you know that the biggest, let's say the most developed planets are going to be more towards the center of the sort of territories of the Credo Federation and the One Word Conglomerate and the New Sovereign Agency. Um, so you would probably have to find the Gearscore arcade is sort of on the outskirts um, of of sort of
Main
the
civilization.
main civilization. Yeah.
Okay.
So you'd probably have to travel more towards the quote-unquote center.
I was gonna say we were in Prime Haven, correct?
Yes.
That was the
Yes.
okay.
So Prime Haven
Um,
was in the One Word Conglomerate. You guys are now, let's just say you're in orbit around it right now.
like I'm looking at the map, and because the giant Gearscore arcade is in the front, I cannot see what is directly below the R. But I mean, that's about as central as it gets.
Now this is just this galaxy.
Yes, but I didn't
Okay.
know how far we would be going yet.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because I'd hate to travel midway across the universe to find out where we needed to be is in the blue cloud to the right of these galaxies.
I gotcha. That's just a nebula. There's nothing in there. Or maybe there is, but yeah, let me pull that up.
It
actually,
looks
you
like
know what I have. Go ahead.
all I know is it starts with a T and ends with an N because there's an E covering the name.
It's probably like some stupid like Triton or something like that. Let me see. Oh, that's on page 2. Is that Typhoon? Yeah, that's Typhoon, I believe.
I mean, that's relatively that's relatively central. And I don't think we have anyone from that faction hating us enough to not let us cross into their space.
I
Yeah.
mean, we don't know what factions are where.
Now I will mention that this is not the only territory that Credo, ODBC, and New have.
Yes.
This is just this one galaxy and how it's divided up.
I mean, do we want to keep the galaxy, or do y'all think we should boot out this galaxy and?
Yeah, we can start with this one.
I think we should go to the Syndicate headquarters.
Why?
Because that's where the hub is.
He's got a
Are you talking about the
main building?
Brambler one? Or-
No. The guys that we hired onto.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Bramblers.
Was Brambles? Okay.
Yeah.
Bramblers
The
is
Syndicates were the third party that was trying to kill me.
But yeah, if we go to their headquarters, they should have jobs there. And
Yeah.
since it's their headquarters, they should have good shots there.
Sure.
I mean, he's got a
That
point.
enough.
Where in this is that in this system?
That is another thing you'd have to ask them. They may not be open to giving
Yeah,
up
we
that
haven't even-
information right real quick, but
I'm gonna say we haven't
we're
even done
kinda
our
low
first
on the
job yet.
totem pole.
Yeah.
So. Well, either way, I'm gonna type to. Fuck, I really need to start writing down names.
I don't think it's a direct line to her. I think it's just a general helpline for us.
So there's the communication tab where you've seen that she's put her information in there to be able to contact her. You can also contact Straw as well, because those were your
the
two-
help chat button,
Yeah,
whatever that is.
basically.
I'm gonna type that one,
Okay.
Can I talk to the chat bot?
and then I'm just gonna send a message saying, since we're in the middle of the month,
Mhm.
is our quota still 5 jobs a month? Winky face.
You see 3 dots come up, and then go away, and then like come up again, and then like go away, and then they come up again, and they say, since you were recruited in the middle of the month, it's past this middle of the month basically, because the middle of the month is the 25th. You only have to complete 2 jobs by the end of this month off of the job board.
Okay.
And then you'll
And then
have
also-
to do...
I'll send another one
Uh-huh.
asking, is there a quota for jobs before we're allowed to use your like base system or whatever?
Information network, go to headquarters, things like
Yeah.
that.
Gotcha. So it pops up again. You do have access. So benefits for a Tier 1 member are you have a 10% discount on Bramble-owned facilities. You have access to the Bramble Information Network and you have access to the Bramble job market. So that's what those things are. So if you wanted to access the Bramble Information Network, you would have to do so. You can either do so through your datapad. It won't have all of the information as up to date. But if you went to one of their locations, then you would be able to. And she does mention like the nearest one, and they're sort of a decentralized sort of like group, right? So they have probably like a headquarters, but like within the universe, they have a headquarters probably somewhere, but they are very like cell based, kind of like terrorists to a degree. I don't like using that word because it puts a connotation on their group, but that's basically how they act. And she says the nearest one would be on Epoch Den.
God, I am not far.
I was gonna say that's across the fucking system.
I guess we could do jobs along the way. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, honestly, because that's in the far north of the system, correct? Sorry, I stepped away from my.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's at the very
Okay.
top.
So why
Well,
don't
not very
we?
top, but-
We'll send a message and ask if they have any facilities in the Typhoon area.
Okay.
And then after that, if they do, we'll hit Typhoon, head north to the next major junction, then head north to Epoch.
Okay. So looking for jobs on Typhoon?
On or in the close vicinity of Typhoon. Like,
Gotcha.
do they have facilities where our discounts would come into play?
Gotcha. So the Bramblers do have a small network on Typhoon. Typhoon, in and of itself, is, and this is information that you're getting through the Brambler Information Network. So you would not have access to this prior to going to this planet or by doing a lore check, but since you are in the Bramblers, you have this information. Typhoon is essentially kind of like what it sounds. It is a planet that is plagued with storms, like continuous, almost like semi-permanent storms due to just the crazy atmosphere. And it was in the life of, or in the, I guess, the vision of Gearscore Arcade, it was going to be like a water park. However, that obviously failed. And so it ended up being like people were sent there to sort of set up structures and buildings and everything like that, but it didn't get developed very far towards the entertainment side. So there are people that live there. There are some businesses that are there. There's only one major city in Typhoon, and that is
I mean, one major city makes it a lot easier. We won't have to travel around the planet for start the job here and then have to go pick up on the other side of the fucking planet.
Yeah, true. It is, what is it?
Typhus 2.
Typhoon 2. Typhoonito, which is Spanish for small typhoon. It is Alsa. ALSAA is the name of Typhoon's, big quotes here, major city.
Okay.
And there is a network there that that might have some more information on your datapad than your datapad does.
Also, but like you said, there's storms on there. So.
Lots of
Yeah,
storms.
we got a ship.
I mean, we'll be on the ship. Worst case scenario, make landing and leaving the planet a little harder, but what's dodging lightning compared to actually, having the shit we need?
You don't want to recreate a freaking Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End freaking ending? Ship battles,
No thanks.
wavy storms.
Krakens.
Yeah.
Oh, just wait until I have to expand the solar sails out the top.
Well, either way, do we want to go to Typhoon?
I mean, it makes the most sense. It's
Yeah, it's pretty low key too. It doesn't sound like it's a major hub, so us being the level we are might not attract the giantest of attention.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, We've only been to one place, and we did manage to blow up a lot of shit. So we'll see how that goes.
To Typhoon!
To Typhoon! Okay, is there anything else you guys want to do before you head off to Typhoon?
I mean, we're not going back planet side. Not if I can fucking avoid it.
Mhm.
Can we ping like a radar and see if there's any ships that came after us?
Yeah, sure. I had sort of assumed that you guys would, be having this conversation, but also be on the lookout because these guys just sort of shot off. Go ahead and let's see. I think it's a perception check.
Now, is it ship's perception
Yeah.
or personnel perception?
No, it would be your perception, but I don't think it's perception. I think it's a scan. Let me see. Yeah. So go ahead and roll me a scan check, and anybody can do that.
Oh, that fucking sucks. It's on the ship's page. It's not on your personal page.
Yeah.
Do I still get my perception bonus?
I was gonna say I got 13 minus 1.
Yeah, the ship doesn't have a great scan. So if you were looking outside of a porthole trying to see if somebody was coming after you, then you would roll a perception check. If you're using the ship to scan, then
Well, with me not being good in technology, can I even do that?
you can scan, but you can't. You wouldn't be able to use your bonus.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm okay with just using my base roll.
Yeah, I mean you can.
I got an 18.
Okay. You don't see anybody coming out. And
Okay.
What did the ship scan get?
The ship scan, I got 13 minus 1, 12.
12. Okay. Yeah. So you're coming out of Prime Haven, and as you know, this planet has sort of been revitalized to a degree. It is still chaos around this particular area of the galaxy, this particular area of the universe, but you do have a little. So there's a lot of ships here. There's a large space station that's in orbit. There's ships coming and going, either on doing illicit maneuvers, illicit drug runs, or just actually coming here for vacation. So you're scanning and you're seeing a lot of traffic. And with that 12, there's nothing.
Nothing heading on an intercept course.
Nothing heading on an intercept course. Nothing sort of coming up behind you, like, the same line of travel that you're going.
Okay. Quick question, just because I'm looking at the ship sheet.
Mm-hmm.
It says we only have 12 current hit points, seeing as we did just get it refitted and outrigged.
You should have more than that.
Well, it's maximum 45, but we only had 12 currently.
I don't know why you had 12. Go ahead and put 45.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure.
Yeah. Don't know why you had 12. It shouldn't. I mean, it didn't take any damage before you landed on the planet,
I assumed
so.
it was kind of beat up.
I mean, it could have been, taken like 1 or 2 points of like asteroid damage or some shit, but like I have no idea why I had 12.
Okay.
But I did put it there, so who knows?
I mean, if nothing's on us, was there anything else we could do for your body during this trip?
Plug me into it, but that's about it.
I mean, did you want to try that, or did you still want to wait for a garage?
I'll wait for now.
Okay. Is there anything either of you two want to do before we actually just, punch in coordinates and, I assume, hit the hyperdrive?
I'm good.
Oh, man.
All right.
All right.
What kind of guns does the ship have?
It's got 2 double laser cannons with linkage between them, so when you fire one, you fire both.
You can, as a bonus action. You don't have to. So that's an important distinction. Is you can.
I'm gonna go sit wherever I can control that.
There you go. I think there's gunner pods on that thing.
We don't have a gunner station.
Never mind. Good luck, pilots. I guess I'll be useless in a space battle.
Not necessarily. There's plenty of things you can do in a space battle. I mean, you can.
Grab a bucket and pour the water out of the sinking ship.
No, there's honestly different things that you can do. You can boost the shields, you can boost the engines, you can do all sorts of things. So even if you're not firing or flying, there's still plenty of things for you to do.
Yeah, but I wanted to go sit in a gunner's pod and
Well,
I think
use two
there-
hands to pull back a freaking charging handle like it's a 50 cal machine gun.
you can even boost weapons if you want.
Okay,
'cause
I'll figure out
I
whenever we
underst-
get into ship
I was gonna say,
combat.
I understand without a pod or not a like a gunner's hatch, but there's got to be a place to shoot that from.
Yeah,
Where be the crow's nest?
it's. I mean, it's basically from the helm, or you can say it's. Let's see,
So right now we're just gonna say everything's done from the cockpit,
from the cockpit, basically.
and then
yeah.
if we get the actual hatch for it,
Oh, we do have a deck controller, so yeah, he can do it.
yeah, he can control it from the main deck.
Yeah, I thought we had one where you could actually sit in it and fire. 'Cause
Yeah, and he gets to use his dexterity instead of the ship's dexterity.
Yeah,
That ain't great.
I was gonna say if you
can.
open
Don't
up
have
a page for the 5e and go to the Starships of the Galaxy, in the drop down you can hit deployments, drop that down and look for gunner, and then that'll tell you what you can do.
I don't think anybody besides me and you have a class yet.
I don't think so either. Beginning when you choose this deployment as your specialty, first rank, second, third, fourth, and fifth.
Yeah, I think everyone else is a level 0.
So
Where did you
But
drop
that's
the?
that's something to look into if you would like to be the gunner. Then looking into it to see what you need, what you got to do.
Mhm. It's
will-
almost like you're building two classes. You're building your starship class, and then you also build your personal starship class. Then you're building your individual class, and then you also build your starship as well.
Let me see if there's anything that is actually good for what I am.
Okay. Where did you drop the starship sheet?
Shit. Hold on.
I put it in
Okay.
the Discord that we planned.
Oh, okay, good. Let me just go.
Yeah,
grab
here.
that,
Let me
yeah.
pull one up for Kayla too. That way she can see it.
She's
Yeah.
in the Discord.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know if she knows. Just there you go.
Cool. I just wanted to be able to pull it up as well. Why is that blank?
Click the sandbox.
Why is that blank?
Got it.
Oh, so this actually has nothing to do with your attributes. Oh.
Only if you get the right modifications for it can you use your attributes for certain things. Yeah. So.
Because I don't know what me being more charisma and wisdom based, what would be better.
There's the
There are,
This
I
is
mean, there's like saving
Starship.
throws that you can do. Excuse me. There's saving throws that you can
nothing
do where you
immediately.
can use your own.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not bad when it comes to dexterity, but if there's somebody who is more dexterous that wants to be a gunner,
So there's that. And as for what they're talking about currently,
What is? Why
hold
is
on,
it
I'm
not showing
pulling
up?
up Kayla's stuff.
So annoying.
What's your dexterity, bud?
mine's a 12.
Okay, Kayla's is the same.
However, if she plans on putting any more I don't plan on putting any more points into dexterity.
Shit,
guys
my
aren't-
dexterity is higher than yours.
I was about to
Yeah,
say
but you're a pilot.
your most dexterity based one, but the AI can pilot.
That's true.
Yeah, I was gonna say the AI and Boy can
'Cause
pilot as well. He's
By far, my greatest one is wisdom.
for now. I'll
Also, real quick, look into your how to use like your tech powers and your force powers from the ship, because I think the range extends by like times 10 or something like that.
Where does it say that?
That might be a homebrew rule, but this is when I was watching Dimension 20 stuff. Um, they did something where your abilities or your powers can be extended. I would definitely look into that on like.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Okay, cool. I don't know if that's just Dimension 20's homebrew because they went through and
I
really
found it in a
homebrewed.
rule book. I just don't remember which one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but to be honest, I don't think any of my abilities would affect a ship.
Lightning.
Chain lightning would jack a ship up.
That's pretty much it. That's all I got.
It's still a lot of damage to a ship.
Yeah.
If you're close enough to see inside the cockpit, pyrokinesis.
Yeah. I mean, you could do it where you do like do a flyby and you're like, I can see it, bam, zap it.
I also had a question because I'm not sure. As far as choosing abilities,
Yeah.
Like powers,
Yeah.
like
Honey.
when am I taking a rest? Can I switch them like at will? I just can have a certain amount of them.
I think it is class based, like in
Okay.
D&D, like certain classes
Yeah,
can
mine's-
switch theirs out. What is your class again?
Consular.
That range
Consular,
will
okay.
change.
So
Because
let me
you're on
look
the
it up.
ship?
I honestly don't have a problem with it. I think it's really frustrating when you pick, especially since all of us are really new to this game. I'm just going to say for now, yeah, you can go ahead at a let's do a long rest though.
Yeah, that's fine.
You can switch out your force powers with ones that you can just pick and choose. That way, because like I said, we're all really new to this game. And also, it sucks when you're like level 1 and you're like, I'm going to use this all the time, and then you never use it.
There are quite a few that I have that are like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
I don't think I've ever used force push or pull or force disarm ever.
Oh, you could have like pushed that car onto him. Actually, I don't know how much weight you can move with that.
Not a lot, because it goes by the size of the enemy.
Oh. Can you read that
Yeah.
description to me? I'm just curious about
Sure,
it.
you gain the minor ability to move and manipulate creatures and objects with force. You can exert fine control of objects with blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. You can manipulate something like a simple tool or open a door or container, stowing or retrieving an item. You can push a creature or object you see. You're forced to move medium or small creatures or object, not to be worn while carrying well range.
Gotcha. There's quite a few limitations on that.
The target must make a strength saving throw.
I think if you were going to try to like move something larger than medium, I would just have you do a check for it.
So, here, an object automatically fails this saving throw.
Okay.
The creature or object moves a number of feet and directions on your choice based on its size.
Okay.
Tiny creatures move 20 feet, small creatures 10, medium 5.
Okay.
So I don't think I can push like a giant object.
Like a car.
He's not pulling a star killer and bringing a ship out of orbit.
Well, because with that, obviously this is like the level 1, because this is just the cantrip.
Yeah.
You can't even move heavy creatures.
Oh, it's
like
a
the highest I can.
cantrip. Okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah, it would
Currently.
probably be like me. I don't know. I mean, like, my thing is like, if is there a stronger force push than that one?
Yeah, but you have to. So it bases. The weird thing with this thing is you have to have basically go in order. Like you have to get the cantrip first, and then you can use the level 1, and then you have to have the level 1 to get the
use
level 2.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all through prerequisites.
And you got to realize I only have a certain amount of spells I can slot.
Yeah, and if you're like, well, I really just want to use the level 2,
Yeah.
but you know, okay, well, yeah, yeah, you can swap out your force powers. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to, but that's how we'll do it for this go around, and then, I don't know, I'll write that down so in the future. Swap force.
Not immediately, I don't think.
Okay. All right, so you guys are wanting to travel to Typhoon. Great. Looking at the astrogation chart, astro navigation chart, whatever. Astrogation, whatever. Um, AC is probably going to take you about a week to get there in hyperspace. So if you guys want to plot a course, you can. In combat, you would roll an astrogation check. But since you can just take the time, you're not being followed, you're not under attack, there's no pressing issues, you guys can just say, hey, we're going to spend the 10 minutes to line it up and fire the shot. So, okay. Yeah.
I think for the course of flight,
Mhm.
well, shit. I was gonna say kind of get a general handle over who wants to run what system for now. If we decide to change it later, we do.
Okay.
But that way, everyone at least has an understanding of what's going on.
Luckily, I've been going through all of the classes, and none of them actually require stats.
Yeah, there
So, like,
shouldn't be like a minimum like strength or anything requirement for them.
Well,
yeah,
no, not
and
requirement, but you said there's certain moves and stuff like.
all the abilities require special dice. They don't use your stats, and you get the special dice from the class itself.
But weren't you saying something about like using your dexterity instead of ship's dexterity and stuff
Well,
like
that's
that?
the gunner chair specifically does that.
So the gunner can use their dexterity over the ship's dexterity.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
but
but
Because of that
I'm
gunner.
basically asking: is there other positions where you could use other stats to?
not really. I think those are all hard points that you have to get installed on the ship that
Okay.
augment that.
Yeah, so if you guys, that's something to look at when you guys are planning your ship out. Is okay. I have a really good, like, you have a really good charisma score, right? So what are some of the things that, some of the modifications in the ship list that say use your own charisma score instead of something else? Is that beneficial to our, what we want to do with our ship? And then you can, point your money in that direction. So I think charisma, there's impress, interfere, menace, and swindle. So,
Well, actually, wisdom is my highest one.
oh, wisdom. So that's going to be like scanning stuff. So that's pretty good for finding out like information on enemy ships during combat. That's really good for finding stuff out about like a planet. If you guys need to like mine something, if you're like detecting. Like you come upon some wreckage or something and you're like, are there any life forms? Finding a modification that will allow you to use your wisdom score over the ships, because I think the ships is like, yeah, -1. That would be something that you would want to look into.
So we'd have to go pretty much read through the modification list and go, okay, this is something that would make sense on the ship.
Yeah.
And because if we get this, I can be helpful in this way.
Yes, that, I mean, other than like reading through and eventually like through osmosis just memorizing it, I mean, you might be able to Google it, but let's see. So that's intelligence data checks. I mean, some of the things you can like look at. So, okay, so one of them is, like communications suppressor. That is, oh, you cannot use your
Suppress
charisma, but your
communication.
ship is proficiently equipped for charisma interfere checks, so you can use your.
Yeah. You can attempt to suppress a target's communication by forcing them to succeed at a saving throw DC equal to 8 plus your charisma modifier.
Yeah, I think that's the ship's charisma modifier, but it does say your.
It does say yours, so I would assume who's
Oh
ever.
yeah, nope. The scanner is the one.
So scanner.
This system augments the native radar system. Your ship gains blind sight out to 1,000 feet. Additionally, your ship is proficiently equipped for intelligence and wisdom scan.
Yeah, so see, how long did that take us to find out? Like 2 minutes. So, yeah.
The only real issue to having to go through this is there are 250 plus categories.
257, yeah.
And a lot of them are evolutions of the one before it. Like the electromagnetic scrambler Mark 1 goes all the way up to Mark 5.
Yeah, and then like frame, you improve your ship's frame at a cost. Your ship's con increases by 1, and one other ability score decreases by 1. And then the Mark 1 is increases your con by 1 again. Um, and then
Yeah, a lot of the makeshift ones you can skip though.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. You still have to get them to be able to get the Mark 1.
Well, that's what I mean. The makeshift
Oh.
ones don't have the prerequisite. Like the Mark Ones won't say have makeshift, but the Mark
Oh.
Twos will say you have to have the Mark One.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, so Mark 1.
the interdiction drive is another one. As an action, a crew member can engage the interdiction drive. Each ship within 300 feet of your ship must make a strength saving throw. 8 plus the crew member, or DC 8 plus the crew member's proficiency bonus, plus the ship's strength modifier.
So you get to add your proficiency bonus, not your strength bonus, but your proficiency bonus on top of the ship strength modifier. So, yeah, so there's different things like that. And I see what you're saying about the Mark 1 stuff. The makeshift stuff, you'll get the benefit, but you'll probably also have a detriment with whatever the makeshift is. And then the Mark 1, you'll just get the benefit. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, this is to me this is like the fun shit that you can go through and be like, ooh, mining laser, ooh, laboratory, kennel, awesome, meditation chamber, what's that, you know? So it's a lot of kind of gritty, grindy stuff that you have to sort of figure out. But this is all stuff you guys can do in your downtime. And I mean, like when we're not in game and actively engaged, you can just scroll through this list and find stuff out. So always fun. Always fun.
It took a couple of days to do that. Just went through everything.
I have gone through this a couple of times, and I still don't remember everything, but that's because my brain sucks. So,
God, DM, I need you to remember everything.
guys, I'm gonna tell you.
Everything.
I'm gonna tell you. Oh, like there's the remote override. You can remotely control your ship. So, that's cool. Also, luxury orders. Yeah, you know what? Presser lensing is an action that can choose a ship within 600 feet within an arc of a tractor beam of the ship. The target must make a con save. On a failed save, it takes 5d8 kinetic damage and is tractored. Ooh, half as much damage is not tractored. You can use a bonus action to move the target up to 50 feet in any direction. The feature shares uses with the ship's tractor beam and grants an additional such use. That's cool. You can tractor beam people. Yeah. Yeah. And so when it says is proficiently equipped, that means you can use, I think, the ship's proficiency score. I don't know if it has one, actually. We'll have to look through that. So, you no longer have the 2 large crates of Kubla Kane, and you don't have a box of fake names for the ship, and you have the pink slip, but you don't have a box of fake names for it, unless you really want to.
I was gonna say we also got rid of the hull for the speeder.
Yeah, you gave that to the one kid.
We still have a crate of pistols.
Yeah, that was the other thing is you guys got. I don't know if you guys did that last session or not. I think you did. Went shopping last session.
That was a couple sessions back.
Maybe. I don't know. Okay, well let's head off to Typhoon, huh?
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Go ahead and make me. We'll just anybody can make me one astrogation check, just to sort of see how long it takes.
Is that? Sorry, I was looking to see if there's any modifiers on the ship for that. There it is. Ew. Ship blows. Uh, 12.
12. Okay, cool. Let's see how much. What's your fuel capacity here?
1 fuel cell.
Nah.
One power die recovery, power coupling. I don't see like a
I know.
distance allotted.
Well, there's fuel is the amount of fuel you actually have in there. And I'm trying to find what your fuel amount would be. Oh, let me go look at hyperdrive. Twice hyperspeed. What do you have? A class 5?
Yes,
You have a class 5 hyperdrive?
that's what it says on the sheet.
Might be 0.5.
I like class 5.
I don't know if there is a class 5. That's the
It's because
problem.
we secretly have a government-funded hyperdrive that was in testing and then stolen,
Yeah,
and then stolen again by the Oxodals, and stolen again by us.
you have a okay base hyper.
There's a class 5 hyperdrive.
There is a
It's really
class
bad, but it's there's level 5.
I think that's the one y'all have because
Yeah, 0.5 is the best on the market.
yeah, don't have that one. Don't have that
Okay. That's 50,000 credits.
one. Yeah. Where are the hyper? Oh, it's probably under equipment. Hyperdrive.
Yeah, it's under equipment,
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
far down.
Control F, baby. Boink. There it is. Yeah, you guys have a class 5 hyperdrive.
And we have 30 units of fuel
Okay, cool. Where'd you find that at? Just so
right underneath hyperdrive.
right underneath hyperdrive, it says.
Yeah, refueling and restocking.
Okay, you guys maxed out. So you're gonna use in this trip you're gonna use 7. It's basically 1 per day, and it'll take you a week to get there. So you'll use 7 fuel things, 7 fuel out of 30 to get there. Do me a favor. Who's piloting? Is it going to be the AI, or we'll have San. San, why don't you go ahead and roll me a D12 as you're sort of like blasting off.
8.
8. Okay. So as you are blasting through hyperspace or hyper whatever, whatever the legally allowed term is, you get a distress beacon that is sort of an all points bulletin, just whoever's in the nearest vicinity. A distress beacon come up. That the short of it is there is a friendly ship that is currently under attack. This is as you're about halfway to Typhoon when you get this.
Sucks for them.
I was gonna say, dude, do we want to make an attempt to see what's going on?
Our ship is not very combat ready, but we could.
I mean, if we get there, look at it, and then go, oh, this is way more than we should probably handle. We just...
Well, if we stop, it'll take 10 minutes to get back into hyperspace, remember?
Oh, shit.
That's a lot of turns. And distress beacons are a pretty common pirate trap.
True. Because I was going to say, is there any way to get close enough to see it, but not so close as to be in immediate range?
Or try to communicate with them?
Communication in hyperspace with anybody outside of it is incredibly difficult. You're only able to send essentially like emergency broadcasts or burst transmissions. So if you were to send one to them, that we're asking for more details. They probably wouldn't be able to get one back to you other than this. Like,
are they sending out any kind of communication?
The only thing that they're saying is transport vessel under attack, multiple assailants. That's the information that they're sending out just as far wide as they can.
Okay. It's up to you, hon.
I don't know. I've kind of got the feeling of not my pig, not my farm.
The multiple assailants thing is what gets me. If it was
Yeah,
one ship, I'd say YOLO, let's see what we can do. But yeah.
I think with just us, we're not in any position to actually help. We'll be sending out the next beacon.
Roll for it.
All
Do
right.
1 through 10, no. 1 through or
Since you guys are
7
sort
through
of
20.
leaning towards not going, you could do 1 through 13, don't go, and then 14 through 20 if you wanted to adjust it that way.
Yeah, because it is our first time out in space, and as a bounty hunter or mercenary, you know that it could be a trap because it's pretty common, but it could
Yeah.
also not be a trap, and you'd want to help them because it's what your old job used to do.
I got a 6.
God.
Well,
So
toast to those future slaves.
Okay.
they pour out one for the dead homies.
Damn.
So you guys continue on, and after about 30 minutes, the beacon goes silent. All right. So you guys continue on through hyperspace. Other than that incident, there's not much that happens in between Prime Haven and Typhoon. You run into a couple of like bumpy parts of hyperspace. I don't know how it all works. Don't ask me, but it gets bumpy a little bit. Nothing major happens, luckily. More. Okay. Yeah, you guys are good, just barely.
Get hit by a couple solar flares, that kind of stuff.
There is like a tiny elf with a jetpack that's flying beside you, and he's like, "Hey, let me in! Come on, do it!"
Oh, I would have let him in.
He flew away. It's too
Little
late.
tiny elf friend.
He comes in, and it's actually the Chaos from Warhammer, and he turns into this giant creature, and he eats all of you. So if you guys are ready, we can roll new characters and move on. All right.
Damn it, Sneech.
So you get a...
Not a minion of Nurgle.
yes, that's it, Nurgle. No, it wasn't Nurgle. It was Slanesh, a minion of Slanesh, which, to be frank, could be kind of worse.
Joke's
I'm like,
on you. I'm an
kinkier,
orc,
sure.
and I truly believe I can defeat this demon.
Damn it! You can't beat the power of imagination. I'm a tank. Anyways, so you guys are flying towards Typhoon. Is there anything that you guys are doing in particular on this flight before we go ahead and drop back into subspace?
I've been watching the radar the whole time.
I'm just resting up to get all my points back and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Yep,
Yeah, I was
not
gonna say,
really.
I'm just kind of getting familiar overall with the different aspects of the ship.
Okay, cool. Boy, why don't you go ahead and roll me because you're watching the scanner, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me a scan check with this ship's shitty wisdom.
I see what you're doing, Jack. We didn't save your civilians, so
Hey,
you're gonna
18.
ambush us anyway.
Okay, 18 total. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good scan thing. So as you're scanning through, it's kind of hard once again to sort of get any signals from outside, and plus you're going by so fast.
Yeah.
It's hard to really pick up little bits of information, but you manage to grab a little bit, and you sort of pick the point where you're passing into the New Severin Agency. Actually, I'm pretty sure I changed that name to something else, but that's okay. New Severin Sect, S-E-C-T. I'm still workshopping names, guys. It'll happen. I'll change the name of this whole thing by the time we're done with it. And you notice there's like a shift in communication frequencies. Like it's pretty light going through the one-word conglomerate, the OWC space, and then it doesn't get like massively overwhelming, but you do see that there's a little bit of a pickup of communication just going out. And then you also pick up, with that 18, you're able to detect, this would be off to the, essentially your left, coming from Prime Haven off to your left. You pick up the bounce of a space station. And it is, it sends you a, where is it? No, it's not in this, it's in the other one. Sorry, give me just 1 second, I apologize. There it is.
It's the Hubble Space Telescope.
Okay. It is, it pings back its sort of, its designation. It's OmniWatch 4.
Sounds fancy.
Yes, it does. So that
So,
sort of name pings back to you as its designation. But you see this signal, even in hyperspace, you can tell like this signal is would not be very strong even in subspace. It's just sort of a light, hey, locator beacon essentially for ships to come to it, but it doesn't seem to have a lot of communication coming out of it. So that's what you get with an 18.
Are we still good on fuel?
You at the end of your journey, you'll have 23 fuel. Let's just call them fuel
Oh, okay.
cells. For
I'm
the
just
ship.
making sure we don't have to refuel before we get to Typhoon.
No. You should be fine. Yeah. So at the end of that, let's see. Casey, what were you doing? You're just sort of getting familiar with the ship and.
yeah, just kind of learning looking over the different systems. It's been a while since I've been on something this size. You know, I was a Space Winnie before this.
All right, go ahead and roll me a. Let's do a. I want you to do an intelligence check, but I want to see if there's anything associated with it. Let's do a tech check.
Dokie.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't want that one. That's me. There we go. Tech. All right, not the worst thing I've ever seen. Let's go. 14.
14. Okay. In sort of going through the systems, and maybe you're like doing some practice runs with like powering up the weapons, shutting them down, getting used to everything. You do become quite familiar with the ship itself. On your next, and only your next ship check, whatever it is, whether it's piloting, firing the guns, evasive maneuvers, boosting something, you have advantage on your roll. Because
Yay!
you took the time to sort of get familiar with it. Rilo, what are you doing?
I'm assuming 8 hours has already passed.
For what?
Well, to just gain a long rest to gain all my.
You have everything back. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna assume like this is something you do throughout your.
Yeah, pretty much. Whenever I have a gap of 8 hours where I can take a long rest, assume I take a long rest.
Okay. Yeah. You do.
I'm gonna go. You said there is or isn't like a gun chair?
There's like a gunner station on the bridge, from my understanding.
We have a gunner suite.
Oh, we do?
I'm gonna
It was
go
on the
to
bottom
it
of the list.
and just like get a gist of how to like operate the weapons, like switching from one to the other, stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a d20. Same thing. Tech check.
Assuming you guys want me as the gunner.
I mean, might as well for now.
Because it says you can use your dexterity, so you don't have to use yours. You can use the ship's.
Yeah, the ship has, I think, pretty decent.
A good dexterity, yeah.
No, I don't have bad dexterity. It's just I don't have like. You're not gonna get.
The ship gets like +3 or something.
Yeah. Okay. So that's definitely better than mine.
Yeah.
We also
+3.
get.
That would be, what is my dexterity? +1, so 14.
14. Okay. Yeah. So, just like your dad, you're sort of getting familiar with the the particularly the gunner station. So you will have advantage on the next time that you fire the weapon. So be sure to write that down because I will forget it. And then Boy to scan, and then Zin, what would you like to be doing during this week-long extravaganza?
I would say meditating, making sure. I don't know. Pretty much just meditating and socializing.
Okay, gotcha. Go ahead and roll me a. Let's see what we got here. Let's have you roll an insight check. An insight into yourself.
I just noticed that we also get uh
That would be
charisma
a
and swindle
22.
checks.
Damn, 22. Okay.
I got a
Um,
+4, so.
yeah, but so rolled an 18 on that. That's pretty good. Okay, so you are sitting there. Where do you usually go to meditate? I'll sort of remind you. There's the cockpit. There's a cup. There's the four like bed
Oh,
bays. Your four rooms.
shit.
What's up?
Hold on, my computer just
Crap died
got
on you.
me out.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways.
There's like the four bed bays. There's the kitchen, which I think is actually a modification. But anyway, there's the cargo bay, the vault, and then the secret storage. Those are sort of the main areas, other than like engineering and stuff like that. So we're
Probably in the med bay.
in the med bay. Okay. I don't know if you guys actually. We'll just say you do for now, for whatever. Um,
Whatever sounds good.
So you're sitting on one of the exam tables. You've got your eyes closed. Maybe the lights are off, and you're just sort of trying to feel, because you're used to being like in nature, 24/7.
Yes.
That's where you live, and you've been in a lot of steel and a lot of concrete as of late, and a lot of manufactured nature. So like shitty little plants, that are just there to look greenish. And so you're reaching out, trying to maybe like connect with nature itself, um, which, as you know, like nature is not isolated to one area, one location, one planet, or anything like that. It's literally everywhere, and it may be different on other planets, but there's always a thread of connection. And so you're sort of reaching out with your mind and trying to tap into that, and you do see a sort of like this golden thread sort of lilting through space, just sort of waving on your path. And you reach up to grab it, and as you do, you see this thread grows very tight, and you are suddenly zipping along this thread, headed in a direction as you're hanging onto this thing. Yeah, almost like a zip line, just sort of firing you down this path. And you can feel yourself. You can tell that you're moving, but you're not getting the G-forces that you would normally associate with like braking or accelerating or anything like that. But you come extremely quickly to this very, very industrialized world. There is massive towers. There's smog and smoke kicking up everywhere. The planet itself has like this reddish hue to it. And you can see there's like the molten magma of the planet itself is being used in these massive furnaces to like churn out these huge, like hundreds and thousands of like weapons and armor and all sorts of things like that. And as you're looking over this landscape and sort of this like astral projection of yourself gripping onto this tight line, can you roll me a perception check, please?
Yes, 1 second.
Okay.
Oh my god.
What'd
Got
you
a 24.
get out? Hell yeah,
It
dude.
was a nat 20 plus
Oh
my 4 perception.
shit. Okay, so that's a natural 20. Okay. Oh my god. Okay.
You
Oh,
suddenly
good.
look out and realize you're looking out from a monitor at a strange human in a chair.
Oh god.
You've
Kayla.
just
Kayla, back to Arizona with you. Get back. Get out of here. Don't look at the screen. Don't look at the screen. Um okay. So with that nat 20, um you see the very first thing that you notice is that these massive buildings, these towers, the equipment that's being created, um, all has they all have the same logo on it, OWC. So that's the first thing you notice. These massive, like, two-story tall letters on every building. They're getting put onto like the armor and the weapons with their little logos and everything like that. Um, and the next thing that you see is there's this certain individual that is walking through, and there's these streets going through these like massive manufactured cities that are teeming with people. They all seem to be headed in different directions. They all seem to be going somewhere and doing something. Nobody's like just sitting at a restaurant eating. Nobody's like reading a book. Nobody's, playing or entertaining themselves. Everybody's going and doing something. And you see that all of these people that are moving, there doesn't seem to be a single individual. There's all sorts of different species here, but there doesn't seem to be a single individual without some sort of cybernetic augmentation. Whether it's, like an eye or their arms, or some of them seem to be more machine than human.
Hmm.
Um, but there is one individual here that has a glow of golden light, very similar to this string that you're holding on to. And the string itself is actually shooting down to this person and following this person around. And with the nat 20, you're able to sort of follow them as they go into a building, and you're not floating above this city anymore following this person. You sort of zoom down to street level. You float through this building following this person. They're carrying in their arms like a sort of package or something like that. And they go through this building that looks like it may be like a restaurant of some sort, someplace. And you do see people like eating here, but they're eating with a purpose. Um, for those of you that were in the military, like, it's the second or third day of basic training. And it's just
so the basic training shovel.
heads down, spoon, fork, whatever's working, and getting food into their mouths as fast as possible. They're getting up and leaving. Next one's coming in. Da 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 da. It's all very mechanical.
So they all pretty much look like people, but they act like robots.
Yes, yes.
It's a hive mind.
So this person moves through, and they go into like this. They nod at this sort of larger muscular man who's like cleaning and prepping food and stuff like that. She looks over, nods at him. He gives her a little bit of a wave and then goes back to working. And she goes into this back room, slams the door, leans up against it, and takes like this big sigh, and walks very slowly over to this desk and sets the package down. And as you're looking at this person, you can see that they too have augmentations. They've got these metal hoses sort of running from under their left jawline down into right behind their collarbone, almost like exposed tendons, but it is, just sort of attached there. There is a plate in the side of their head that sort of comes down over one of their eyes, and they have a cybernetic eye there, and then their entire left arm is completely robotic. So they set down this package and sort of stare at it for a minute, and then they begin to unwrap it. And as they do, you can see their hands are shaking. They're pulling the twine apart, the paper, and they unfurl it, and there's this book on the desk, which is a strange sight to see. Books in and of themselves are extremely rare. Paper is not really used to transmit data and thoughts and everything like that, but this is an actual book. And on the cover of it, which is a hardened leather, there's these intricate symbols and details of this book that you don't recognize, you don't understand, but the main symbol on the front of it is sort of like this four-eyed skull, and it has a crack running down the very center of its actual skull down to the nose, and mouth open, sharpened teeth inside. And with a shaky hand, she sort of flips the cover open, and before you can read anything, there's this blast of blackened energy that throws her and you backwards. And you are suddenly traveling back along this golden wire, headed back towards, you can only assume, your ship. But this voice that's starting to become a little bit too familiar comes to you and says, "Search her out." And
Okay.
then you awaken.
Okay. Sorry, I was writing most of it down.
That's cool. I'm recording it so I can go back and remember what I said. So if you need me to refresh your memory, just hit me up on like Tuesday after I've listened to this again.
Okay.
Yep. So there you go. Yeah. I'll have to. Okay, cool. So.
By the way, that was excellent. I'm coming up with.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Okay, I don't need that. All right. So with that, I think that's sort of what you guys are going to be doing. Harkin is keeping you guys very well fed. The favorite meal of his turned out to be a type of lasagna. There was like 7 different cheeses. The noodles were cooked very pristinely, very nicely. There was a type of meat in there. You're not really sure what it was, but it tasted really good. And then there was just this delicious like tomato red sauce with like oregano and basil actually thrown in there. And you know what? Surprisingly, he tossed in some nutmeg, and that gave it sort of like this very like, it was very, very savory, but it had a sort of like a delicate overture of sweetness that kind of surprised you, but you weren't upset about. He rolled a 19 on his dinner check, so.
I was going to say that's excellent job and well described for.
I wonder what food tastes like.
Well, sit back, relax, and let me tell you. Have you ever been blowing bubbles and you feel the joy of blowing bubbles? Nothing like that. Now, okay. So as you guys are sort of wrapping up your last day, you guys have entered the. Let me go to calendars. You guys have entered the last day here. So we did 7 days, which would put you at the 35th.
I would, before you get too in depth, like to relay that over to Han.
Okay.
The
So
vision.
just Han?
Yes.
Okay. making sure who has the information. So,
Okay.
do you guys want to role play this out a little bit?
Do I have to?
No, you don't have to, Kayla.
I just kind of wrote it down. It looks like caveman.
That's all right. It's hard to write that fast. Trust me.
Yes.
So what I got was I have dream. One word conglomerate bad. Building army. Crazy hive mind of cybernetics.
Almost close.
It's not too bad. I mean, that's the big stuff, right? That's the big stuff.
Yeah.
It's a decent paraphrase if you ask me.
Yeah. Never mind the dark book of death or whatever. Okay. So you guys are flying through, and this is this is the dawn of the 35th of Triton. The year is 1652 AFP, if you were wondering. And you guys drop out of hyperspace. There's a ripple of this sort of energy as the bubble around you sort of drops away, and you guys dip out. There's a slowing of the engine, and you see before you this massive, obviously planet, massive sphere that you can't see any land masses on it. You just see this swirling, glowing vortex of like all these different clouds with like blue and red lightning sort of arcing through them from time to time, and just sort of winds whipping through in front of you. And as you sort of drop out of hyperspace, you get a ping, a little message, communications request from, it says TCC, which is Typhoon Central Command.
All right, I'm probably should check that out, seeing as I just entered their space.
Yeah, so you pop it open. You see like sort of a staticky image. It's not a video, it's just an image of sort of this gruff looking guy. He's got a little bit of stubble around his chin, a very no nonsense looking face, and he says, unknown vessel, please state designation and purpose of arrival. Welcome to TCC airspace or space base. How can I help you?
God, I guess I never really thought of a reason for travel other than
Resupply.
work, resupply, and yeah, work, resupply, and requesting landing clearance, I suppose.
Okay. He said, Roger that. Work, resupply, landing clearance will be authorized upon receipt of designation. What do you guys call yourself?
It's the Century Egret.
Century, get Roger that. All right, stand by. You will need to pop into geosynchronous orbit and maintain a heading of 21930 for approximately 2 hours until we are able to come around to you, and then you will be given further instructions.
All right, sounds like a plan. I'm gonna punch that in and prepare to enter geosync orbit.
All right. So yeah, you pop in there, and the reason that they're asking you to do this is because they literally have like one city on this planet. There might be other
Small settlements, but
extremely small settlements. Very, very rare that anybody actually visits Typhoon due to its insane weather. But they basically have you drop into geo orbit and wait for them to rotate around to you, or basically you catch up to them, whichever happens first. After a couple hours, you pop back on. Roger that. Looks like you this fresh ship, freshly bought, I suppose, coming out of Prime Haven. Is that correct?
that is correct.
Roger that. All right, yeah, paperwork all looks good, and we go ahead and have a heading for you. Go ahead and punch that in, and you are going to rendezvous Dock 2. I don't know if you need to know this, but it's going to be a bumpy ride coming down.
I made a guess. It looks like there might be a small storm or two.
Yeah, weatherman says clear skies tomorrow, so we went ahead and strung him up.
All right. Well, downwards we go.
All right, Egret, we'll see you on the ground, so to speak. And so you begin to plummet's not really the right word, but it's kind of accurate. Come out of orbit, and you see as you're coming in, you have the heat and friction of re-entry, but due to the amount of moisture in the air, it's basically just all coming off as steam. So you have basically this huge cloud surrounding your ship as you're coming down, and as you punch a hole underneath the clouds, you guys are getting rocked back and forth, back and forth. Go ahead and make me a piloting check.
Right. I'll take a 20 plus whatever the hell my modifier is.
All right, your modifier is... Wait, is that a nat 20?
That was nat 20, sir, so 21.
Hey, okay, nat 20. Yeah, dude, nat 20, not a big deal. As you're coming in, your abilities and your just sort of past of being able to pilot under extreme conditions are coming back in full swing, as this is not the worst landing that you've ever had to do. You have a fully functional ship, you have all your engines on. This is a lot better than some situations that you've been in coming in for a landing. So you're sort of lining it up, and on the sort of I don't know what the glass, the windshield, I guess, is what I'll call it, even though, you know, the windshield, you see like this holographic overlay sort of line you up, and so you're able to sort of follow that in. You get bumped around quite a bit, but you stay in line. You're coming in, you can't really see where you're supposed to be going due to the heavy wind and rain coming across, and then finally, as you get low enough and close enough, this large, like massive shape comes into view, and it's got these towering spires that don't go up. They're not nearly as tall as Prime Haven, just due to the wind. There's no reason to build that high. But what you see laid out in front of you is not so much a city on the ground, but more of like a floating city in sort of this like extremely rocky and bumpy sea. And you can see that like it's made up of two layers almost. There's like the layer that actually sits in the water, and then there's there's like this layer above it. So the part that's in the water is like moving back and forth, and the part that's above it is essentially pretty still. It does sway every once in a while, but it is pretty still, and it's just this giant platform that you can see with like a few, you know, like 4 or 5 story buildings on it, mostly ground level stuff. Nobody wants to build higher than like 1 story, but you come in, you follow the coordinates, very, very capably done. You land perfectly. You're able to adjust for the rocking of the land. And you have landed magnetic but magnetic locks essentially lock your ship into place so it doesn't get thrown off of the platform itself. And your ship slowly begins to rotate and begins to move into a hangar for you guys. So yeah, you get into this hangar, and you hear a little comm click over, and it's a different picture comes up of this sort of a little bit more like frail, kind of skinny looking, almost gaunt guy, very pale. Everybody you've talked to, so these two guys have both been very pale that you've talked to, and he says, "Hey, how's it going, man? My name's Agra, and I'm the lead dock mate here. What are we doing with the ship?"
Pretty much just a refuel. As for supplies, we should only be down about whatever a crew of 5 would take down in 7 days. So a refuel and just kind of storage until we're ready to get up and get again.
Roger that. Any idea how long you'll be staying? There is a dock fee. It's 100 creds per day.
Not immediately. Have to. We're here for work, so we have to head into the office and figure out some stuff.
Fully understand. What we could do is we do have a 2-night minimum anyway, so if you just want to go ahead and pay that up front, and then we can go ahead and hook you up and get you
Pay him
going.
for a week.
Pay him for a week.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's just 700 creds.
Gives us some wiggle room.
All right. And anything we don't do will be reattributed to my account.
If you want to go ahead and book it for 7 days, we'll keep you for 7 days, but we don't do refunds. Sorry, man.
That is what it is.
All right. Like I said, just 2-night minimum, but you can always re-up later if you want to. It's up to you.
Well, we'll hold it for the 7, just in case. In case we don't happen to make it back to the shipyard within a couple days.
All right. Hope y'all brought your umbrellas.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries, man. And screen clicks off. Your ship gets put into this hangar that you see begins to rotate, and it's sort of like a rotating parking lot, essentially. Is like ships will land on the docks, get pushed into this little hangar, and get rotated out of the way so the next one, however rare it may be, can go ahead and land. All right, and so you guys are sort of settled. It stops. And you guys are good to get off if you'd like to.
What time of day have we landed on the planet?
It's fairly hard to say.
Storm o'clock.
It's pretty stormy. The planet itself.
Given the standard awake asleep cycle of people living on planet.
You've probably landed. Let me see what we got here. Here, hang on just 1 second.
Like are we in the awake cycle or are we in the sleep cycle?
I tell you what. Why don't you go ahead and roll me a d20, and we'll go low is asleep, high is awake.
I'm gonna waste all my damn good 20s here.
That's another nat 20.
Yep,
What time of day do you want it to be?
Honestly, if we say we landed, earlier morning, we still have a chance to get something done today.
Yeah, sure, for sure, absolutely. Yeah, so you landed right at 6:30 a.m.
Okay.
I don't think I have clocks here. Should get a clock. Yeah, you landed basically right around when you guys woke up. You landed a couple hours later.
All
so
right,
let's call it 8 o'clock.
Lady, gentlemen, and my children of all species. What should actually, we can check the job board from here, can't we?
Yeah, for sure. Kill
I thought we
confirm.
landed here specifically to go to like the network area to look for.
Yes, we did, but if there's somewhere like if we have to go somewhere to meet someone, we can set up for that while we're out.
Yeah, you can check kill confirmed is going to work here. And then the job board, you guys only searched the job board on the Bramblers for Babylon 5, which does not exist.
Yeah, now we're doing it for Typhoon.
Yep. I'll tell you what, if you guys want to, we can take like a little 5-minute break, do some input-output, get our eyes off of the screens for a second, and then we can come back and sort of jump into it.
Okay.
Sure.
Sounds all right to me.
All right, well, let's do that, and then I'll see you guys time ending in between 35 and 40.
All right.
Hoo-wah.
Are you back now?
I am, but I haven't heard anyone else yet.
I'm back. I'm just eating.
You know how we have a self-destruct button on our ship, and we tore it out. Can we remove that from our customization list?
Did we remove the self-destruct button?
I think we removed it when we got rid of the old life support system.
The self-destruct mechanism is a separate thing from the
From the bomb that was planted on the ship.
So there wasn't a bomb. There's a tracking beacon attached to the life support.
Hmm.
And so you guys disabled the tracking beacon and the life support at the same time.
So we still have the self-destruct mechanism. Got it.
Correct, unless you would like it removed.
What, bud?
At some point, I'd probably want that removed, just so we have the slot back.
Pickles in there. Look, baby.
I mean, it's either we get it removed to have the spot back, or we keep it there in case we ever just need to nuke whatever the hell planet we're on and have a way to get away.
I mean,
Well, it kills everybody on the crew too.
Well, I'm sure there's some form of time delay.
Also, just FYI, it's a you have 30 modification slots. I think I used about half of them.
Yeah, we're at 12.
Yeah, the suites do not count towards the modification slots. I don't believe. No, they don't.
Okay.
And we have lightweight armor, but we have the upgrade for the plating armor. Is that something we should probably fix? Because it makes our ship super tanky.
Yeah, let me go see.
Because the reinforced plating Mark 1 gives us 7 damage resistance.
Yeah, check what your damage resistance is. Yeah. So
It's
you have
0.
7. Oh, I'm seeing 7 on this one.
Yeah, because of this plating. But we have lightweight armor, which doesn't have any damage resistance. And the plating requires us to have reinforced armor to get. So we should have lightweight armor reinforced Mark 1 instead.
Yeah. I think I
Which-
just ignored the prerequisites when I put it on there.
Because that makes our ship super strong.
Yeah.
Having 13 AC and 7 damage resistance, gross. We should just be at 14 AC. I also remember why we got the gunner's thing. Because ships use their wisdom to shoot, not their dexterity.
Oh, yeah, true.
And our wisdom is poopy.
It's pretty bad.
Yep, poopy.
Okay.
Thank you for censoring yourself, honey. Poopy.
Oh.
Daddy did good.
Lightweight Mark 1.
Well, not me.
Yeah, poopy.
Poopy wisdom. Okay. I think we got everybody.
Yep.
Alrighty, then let's go ahead and.
Gonna say it, Josh. Sorry, didn't.
I never left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I heard him say something earlier, so. I'm pretty sure I heard you say something earlier.
I didn't, but never left,
Okay.
regardless.
I could feel you. I could feel your presence.
Oh,
So,
how nice.
okay. Da, 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 da. There we go. Oh, excuse me. Okay. So let's see. So you guys are jumping off the ship. You have a couple of goals in mind. You want to get a job, and you want to go to basically the nearest like Brambles sort of HQ.
Yeah, I was gonna see if there was like, since we were heading out, check and see if there was a job posted on the board that we could potentially take over.
Are
You know,
we looking
kill
at,
2 birds with 1 outing.
Are we looking at the Bramblers, or are we looking at kill confirmed?
Well, we
Definitely Bramblers.
need to get the Brambler stuff done first because we do have, you know, a required amount.
For sure.
So we at least want to check that first to make sure, yes, we need to make money, but we also have a quota to meet. So how we make the money kind of comes into effect.
For sure. Okay. So yeah, looking at the Bramblers jobs that are available, there are uh, 3 of them that basically, I'm assuming you put in like Typhoon.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Um, so there is 3 of them. These are all due to your tier status. You only have access to certain jobs. These are all delivery jobs. One of them is a pickup and delivery within Typhoon, so you never have to leave the planet. Another one is a pickup and delivery that is going to Hasgads, which is over in the Credo Entertainment.
Jesus, that's far.
Yeah,
It's right
I
next to
mean,
Epoch.
well, yeah, I was going to say we're eventually going to Epoch anyway, so we can do the one in planet. And then,
well, let's see what the third one was first.
And then the third one is a pickup and delivery and you're looking at it, it's an entirely separate galaxy. The Yurgessi.
Okay.
Yurgessi. Um, now,
oh, he
Yeah.
got that your Gussie.
you get that Yurgessi.
I guess until because the ship isn't ready for combat, and I feel like the minute we leave Galaxy, we're definitely getting in combat regardless. We'll set up for the one that's on planet, and then
Well, if we,
there's one other thing that you guys sort of notice is that each of these jobs has a different job count to it. So it looks
Nice.
like you can earn job slots by doing more difficult jobs. So the one outside of the galaxy is a 3-job job. Super weird, I know.
okay.
But roll with me.
Okay.
And then
So it's pretty much you have a star rating on jobs. 1 star being quick, easy, and out the door. 2 stars meaning, hey, you might as well be prepared. And 3-star meaning
Well,
you're
it counts
probably
towards
gonna
our
get
quota.
punched in the face.
either that or just distance-wise as well comes into effect. Basically, how difficult it is will grant you more stars.
So does let's say because we have that right now we're on a 2-job quota.
5.
Yeah, I know it's 5, but I'm talking for this month.
Oh, right.
If we were to take a more difficult job, does that cover more of the jobs required?
Does it carry over is what you're wondering.
Like if I do
well, no, like if you do a more difficult one, does it count for multiple jobs or?
yeah,
So
like
let's say you have
if
to earn 5 stars, and you do a 3-star job. It's one job that you have to do.
but it's
more
3
difficult,
stars.
but it's 3 stars.
Okay, that's kind of what I wanted
Yeah.
to know. If
Yeah,
like
so
the more difficult job could fill the quota faster, quote unquote.
Yeah. It might one, it might take longer, and 2, it might be more difficult in terms of where you have to go, who you have to talk to, and what you have to do.
All right, talking pay scale. What is the payout for? Matter of fact, just do them in order from easiest to hardest. What's the payout rate on all 3?
Easiest to hardest. They actually all pay 1,000 credits each.
1,000 credits to leave the fucking galaxy? That's barely enough for me to fucking refit.
it's not enough to refit.
It's not enough to refit, no. But there are caveats with the harder jobs. You have access to free refits and stuff like that. So basically, to do the harder jobs, the 3 stars and above jobs, you'll like your fuel and your refit will essentially be taken care of.
And now is that just the initial, or if it's an out of galaxy job that's going to take a couple refuels? Is that are we doing mileage here? Am I getting paid for one of them, then I have to foot the rest?
You get 76 credits on the mile that you put on. No, I'm just kidding. You'll be refit throughout the mission from from initiation as long as you're on mission to completion.
Okay, I just want to try and make sure that we're not getting
Screwed.
hafted by taking
Yeah.
a different job, and then it's like, oh, well, shit, we made it halfway there. We're out of money. I can't afford the refit.
Yeah.
Looks like this job ain't getting done.
Yeah, exactly. And they don't want that, right? Like they don't want you to have to dip into your own money too far to complete a job because that doesn't benefit them or you. Because what
So
happens if they send somebody out, they run out of fuel, they run out of ammo, they run out of oxygen. You know, they don't have enough
like
food somewhere. So,
1,000 credits, like for the whole thing, like, or 1,000 credits per crew member, what per crate?
it's 1,000 credits per ship. It's per team, basically per crew.
Gotta
Fucking
remember,
hell.
we're low on the totem pole,
This
I
dog.
is
know,
this is
but
low. You're not gonna get rich quick doing these jobs.
apparently not.
It's all about the benefits.
Oh shit! Even with
I
these
mean, I
jobs,
got kill confirmed too. We can kill a motherfucker while we're here.
while because I'm gonna say we accept the on-planet job. Is that gonna require us to meet with anybody?
There is a point of contact on there, but there's not. Other than this is a pickup and delivery job. This is your point of contact, and it doesn't have a name. It just has communication information.
Okay.
This is sort of a subvert, clandestine organization, so they're not just gonna have people's names out there. So they have a pickup and delivery. If you're looking at the one in Planet,
Yes.
yeah, pickup and delivery, a communication ID, which you can basically tap, send a message, or tap and say, yes, I'd like to accept this job. And that's about it. It does, I don't know about the weight of the package. It would give you basically a rough size, so you could tell whether or not you would be able to get it onto your
Do it.
ship or transport how you
Yeah.
would need to transport it. The on-planet one, you can transport it by foot if you wanted to. It's carryable.
Is it okay? Let's go ahead. We'll send out the information for or to get info on that job.
Okay. You have to
Um,
accept it before
what?
you can get any further information.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's
We'll
fine.
accept that one,
Okay.
and then while that information is going back and forth, I will do a quick scan of kill confirmed.
Okay.
Well, you gotta also remember, we're going to the network place too, that might have a larger amount of jobs. This is only the jobs on this small port.
Yeah, that is true.
The
If we
Brambler
go into
jobs,
Yeah.
the Brambler jobs are going to be accessible throughout. The information that you were looking for stuff is not. So that's why you had to come to Typhoon to get
Yeah.
information. The jobs, however, these are the ones that are
These are the ones that are within our class and within our region.
that are starting in Typhoon.
So
Well,
there's not going to.
I thought you
there's
were
not
saying
gonna be-
there was like a network hub that got more jobs, like
No,
on the
there's an
planet.
information network. So
Yeah.
you could,
We'll be here. We're here for the information network, and it just so happens that this job is here as well.
Yeah.
So as we rank up within the organization, different jobs will be available, and plus we also did restrict it to this planet. So it's only going to show us the 3 that are coming from this planet.
originating here.
Yeah, we'll accept that one. I was gonna say you've used kill confirmed more than the rest of us, so do you want to look into kill confirmed and see if there's anything?
I open it up.
All right. There's not too many jobs on here. There's
I
like
guess
7
I
or
would.
8.
I am going to throw this out there. It's more of a flavor text kind of thing. When it comes to kill confirmed, if you see something on there you like, that's great. Still has to go through the entire crew. Like everybody,
Except,
everybody that's going to go has to approve that.
what's this wee dog? You speaking French?
I'm pretty sure like a week ago somebody was crying because they almost got killed.
Yeah, you know, you get over stuff.
Did you say you get overstuffed? I thought you were like, you get overstimulated. I was like, yeah, bullets are very overstimulating.
That
Laser
too.
blasts are very overstimulating. Oh god.
Alright, so what's in kill confirmed?
Okay. So in kill confirmed, you have there's like 7 or 8 different jobs. None of them are like. Some of them are like, hey, go bust up this guy's shop. And that one's for like 100, 200 credits. And then there's another one that's like, hey, go punch this dude in the face 3 times and send me a video. And that one's for 50 credits. There's some like bullshit jobs on there that are clearly just like, I mean, you could do them if you want to, but
Nothing to actually like.
Is there anything there that like I could recoup just dock fees?
yes, absolutely. That's what I'm sort of getting to. Sorry, I'm a little long-winded. I don't know if you guys know that.
God, Casey, quit being impatient.
Casey!
Hey, look, I have money on my mind.
Mind on my money. Okay.
I mean, if you guys go kill people, I could just walk around and do all these small jobs punching people.
You're like 1, 2, 3.
Hey, you! Bah!
That's
Okay,
50
excellent.
creds. That's like half a day creds right there.
Right?
All right. So the 3 jobs that sort of stick out to you that are very clearly like more professional level that um, there is one of them that is an assassination. There is one of them that says that is destroy supplies. And the last one is gather intelligence in parentheses corporate espionage. There are all point of contacts with IDs, very much like the Bramblers, but obviously the Bramblers don't really use this network that often. Yours was a very rare exception, but could still be the Bramblers. You don't know. But there's not an actual like, hey, this is John Smith from 123 Apple Street.
I mean, of the 3, I think the easiest one to complete would be. Well, I mean, for us, we could assassinate people, but honestly,
If you're gonna be loud about it anyway.
I mean, getting rid of supplies is something.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got 2 force users, and it's not like we have to physically touch the things to get rid of them.
I have a bunch of grenades as well.
Yeah, as long as we're not, trying to change the status of the universe here, I think we'd be all right with that one.
Okay.
Yeah, is there a payout amount on that one?
Yeah, each of them lists how much they pay out. The assassination is 5,000 credits. The destroying of supplies is 7,800, so 7,800, and the corporate espionage pays out 6,000 credits.
I mean,
Supplies it is.
that's the one we were thinking about, and it pays the most. We've
My
got
finger is hovering over the accept button.
And you can always contact them for more information. However, without fully accepting them, you may not get everything.
Well, and plus, I mean, we're paid for 7 days, so even if we were to turn around and take 4 days to figure this out, then we could still get this on-planet delivery done, and then at least load up for the off-planet delivery.
My finger is hovering over the
I'm-
accept button.
I'm for it, boy.
Okay, so which one are we going for?
Oh, it would have been the supply mission.
Destroy the supplies?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you click that accept button.
I haven't clicked accept. Somebody yelled at me that I need to clear this by everybody.
Yeah, this
Oh.
I want everyone's
I'm good.
confirmation if we're okay
Whatever
with
we're
this.
doing, I'm good.
Same.
I clicked accept. There you go.
Okay. So a little chat window opens up like it did the first time, and basically says, "Hey, thanks for accepting this mission." Blah 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 blah. And they basically say, "Would prefer to meet in person. However, I understand if that's not um, accessible to you or anything like that. Would you prefer to meet in person, or can you meet in person, or would you prefer communication over text?"
I'm gonna send back communication. Last person I met in person tried to kill me. Send.
Fair enough. Totally understand. There is an individual by the name of there's an individual by the name of Meritor Atoll that will have more information for you. I will put you in contact with them. We are looking to eliminate some supply crates that are on a holdover and have been for a couple of days. We would like to get these supplies destroyed before they can go to the person who is, or to the person that's receiving them. If there is a place that we could drop information to you, or if, hi baby, come on in. Or if you're okay with them contacting you on your data pad, let us know.
I'll type back. They can contact me through my data pad. I just
Okay.
don't want to meet in person.
Totally understood. They give you a little winky face, and then they, we made the
Kissy
makeup come
face.
off. You still got a little blue eyeshadow right there, baby. Yeah,
Oh,
go look in
okay.
the
See, I
mirror.
want to be so chaotic.
And
So
so after a few minutes, a message pops up, and all it is an address, um, and it says this is from a totally different number or different communication ID. 7 crates, 7 metal crates. My apologies. 7 metal crates, about 2 feet, or sorry, 3 feet in width and length. They need to be not stolen but destroyed. Either on site or off site is fine. However, this cannot get traced back. This cannot get traced back to you, as that could be traced back to us, and we'd prefer not to have that. This needs to be a very stealthy destruction mission. You are not to look inside the crates.
simple enough.
Any deviation from this plan will result in you forfeiting the fee and possible ramifications therein.
I mean, does killing all witnesses count as stealth?
Are you asking?
I mean, yeah.
I think it would depend on how thoroughly.
I was about to say, I'm like, we ain't exactly the stealthiest group, and I don't want to go in there in the second somebody fucking exclamation point pops over somebody's head. We ain't getting paid for it.
No, I think we'll be able to figure something out.
It must have been the wind.
Um,
If you're actually asking them that, they'll respond, "Do what it takes to remain anonymous."
Got it.
okay.
Thumbs up emoji.
Yeah. We will not pay for collateral.
Shit. Like they can catch us with.
Yeah,
So,
baby.
okay, with that, we have something else to look into when we get to the hub for the information. Want to find out everything about that address that we can. Figure out all that. We need to figure out where the pickup, because the on planet shipment he said can be carried by hand, correct?
Correct. The on planet package can be carried by hand.
Okay. Is that one on the way to where we would look into the information network?
Are you gonna go ahead and accept it?
Oh yeah, I thought we already accepted that one.
Oh right, you did. Okay. So yeah, it's actually at the location where you would be.
Okay, so we're gonna
getting
pick it up from the hub.
Yeah, you'd pick it up from the hub, and then once you pick it up and confirm pickup, and the person setting it up confirms pickup, blah blah blah, you'll get the location of the delivery.
Okay.
It's understood that it could be, it's probably in the city, could be at one of the extremely small other towns that are floating around here. But yeah.
Okay, easy enough. Then I'm all for heading to the information hub to see what we can find out about our latest job. And what else? What the hell? I forgot what else we were looking for going there.
I don't know.
I think you wanted to find out more information about the visions and stuff like that
Yes.
that Kayla has, or that Zin has been having.
That potentially anything about that coin.
Yep.
And with the rough description of the book, I don't expect to find anything, but a quick skim for anything along those lines.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you guys have a plan. So head to the hub, scour the archives that you can, get the delivery set up, knock that out, and then
Learn about wherever these crates we're supposed to get are.
correctamundo. Okay. Sounds good. Well,
Um,
I think we'll send you guys off and leave you there for this session, and we'll get into it a little bit heavier at the next session.
okay, I was gonna say only other question I had involving the information hub,
Mm-hmm.
other than whatever dark and secret information that they might have, or whatever information goes through their channels. Um, would you be able to access
Yeah,
like
we can call the
public
agent. We
records
don't have
from
to,
there,
but we can call her. Public
like
records from the.
from the information hub? That way, when we find that address where the crates are supposed to be, do we have access to original building schematics, things like that?
Okay. Yeah, we'll have you guys roll some investigation checks um and do that and sort of get the planning phase set up all on next session so you guys can sort of figure out um the best way in and stuff like that and see how far you guys get next week.
All right, feels like I'm setting up a GTA heist.
I like it. Ah, well, that's the end of the session. I'd like to thank everybody watching. Hey, I got 9 views this time around. Look at us go. So, all right, well, I'll let you guys go and have a good night, and
I have
I'll talk
another